Hi, good afternoon. My name is Aaron Stapleton, and I'm here to give you guys a speech on education and the benefits of education, more specifically a bachelor's degree and a master's degree. All right, who here liked going to school growing up? Chuck liked to go to school growing up. I didn't like to go to school growing up. I liked it on a scale of about 1 to 4. I liked it on a scale of about 1.5 or 1.5, and that was consequently my high school GPA when I graduated. So I didn't go to college right away. I actually waited about 10 years, 15 years to go back to school. Actually 12 years to go back to school. But as I've grown up, I've learned to like college, and I've learned a lot about the benefits of going to college for myself and my family later on in life. All right, we're going to talk about a couple things today. We're going to talk about the benefits of getting a college education financially. We're going to talk about your health benefits of having an education, and we're going to talk about how U.S. World News says it can directly affect your happiness, and that you're going to have more friends, theoretically, if you go to college. All right, which a study showed leads to a longer life. All right, so let's talk first about the financial benefits. All right, bachelor's degree having folks earn about $17,000 more per year than their high school educated counterparts. All right, that's about $700,000 a year over a 40-year lifespan. If you take the 4 years, or in my case 6 years, to get your bachelor's education, and if you want to earn even more money, you can stick in school for 2 more years and get your master's degree. Those people earn on average, according to U.S. World News, they earn about $60,000 per year, which is about $30,000 more than their bachelor's degree having counterparts. All right, so that's $1.2 million over your career. If you combine those two, that's $1.9 million, almost $2 million over a 40-year career. I don't know about you guys, but I'd like to have an extra $2 million in my pocket when I retire if I save correctly. All right, so $60,000 doesn't sound like it's a ton of money, but that's the average wage of a middle income worker, or middle wage earner in the United States. All right, so $60,000. You could have a dual income family and you could earn your $60,000, or you could get your master's degree and have that $60,000 coming in. All right, so as far as the health benefits go, all right, men live on average 8 years longer than their high school educated counterparts, according to CBC News. Why is that? You're going to be working, we're going to get into that a little bit later, but you're going to be working a little bit less hard and doing a less menial task. All right, women lived about 3 years longer than their counterpart. Same thing as men, and we'll get into that a little bit later as well. All right, your risk for heart disease is lowered, possibly due to your lowered stress, possibly due to your working less hard, and in your better living environment that you're going to be living in. But your cancer risk may be greater. Now, why your cancer is greater? Those of you that were here for my last speech, we talked a little bit about the China study. The higher earning wage earners usually have a higher risk for cancer because they're eating a little bit more lavish diet. All right, if you look around the room, Chuck's eating meat and meat and a chicken wrap. We tend to eat a lot more meat and cheese if we have a little bit more money in our pocket. But if you have a little bit higher education, higher educated folks, they have access to healthcare. They have the knowledge, all right, from going to school. They may have been talked to by a professor about the risk of cancer. They may have been required to take a biology class, and they understand the risk of cancer. So they're more likely to go in and get their cancer spots checked out, or their the bruise that doesn't go away, that type of thing. So I think it balances out for that health benefit. All right, and the U.S. World News said it can directly affect your happiness. Having an education can directly affect your happiness. All right, have a little bit more money in your pocket, you're going to live in a little bit nicer neighborhood, right? You may not live in a mansion like we see on MTV. You may not be driving around in a Rolls Royce, but you're going to have a little bit of money in your pocket. You're going to be living in a little bit nicer house. You're going to have a nicer car. You're not going to be worried about it breaking down. You're not going to be worried about your kids getting jacked on the way to school. You're not going to be worried about getting your stuff stolen at night, or having your groceries stolen from you as you're walking back from the grocery store. All right? Are you going to be doing a little bit easier work? You're going to be doing a little bit less menial tasks. Some people like to do a little bit harder work. One of my plans when I retire is to have a little farm and do a little bit of that. Even though I'm going to have an education, I like to work a little bit harder, even though I'm retired. But you're going to be, over your time, not going to be working in the foundry. You're not going to be pushing a button and having a part come out and then have to lift a heavy part over and over. you're gonna have a little bit better life standard, all right? And because of that, you're gonna have less stress, all right? You're gonna be a little bit higher educated. You're not gonna always be depressed, which is the next topic, or you're gonna have a lot less stress if you have a better education, and you're also gonna have less depression. You're not gonna be worried about how am I gonna make this? How am I gonna get the presents on underneath the Christmas tree? How am I gonna take care of the next paycheck? I'm not living paycheck to paycheck, so I'm gonna have a little bit less depression. All right. Because of that, because you're in college, most likely you're gonna have more friends. All right. I go to an online university. I don't meet a lot of people at my online university, obviously. But if you go to a brick and mortar university, you're going to football games, you're going to basketball games, you're doing all that kind of stuff. You may have a chance to meet some more friends than you normally would if you're just going to work and coming home every night. And there's a Harvard study that says that the more friends that you have, the longer you're going to live. All right. So let's talk about what we talked about today. All right. Getting a college education can make you live longer. That's the main point. All right. You're gonna have a little bit more money. You're gonna have some more jangle in your pocket. All right. You're gonna thrive a little bit more emotionally and financially by having an education, and you're gonna build some relationships, and relationships lead to greater happiness. All right. So pure and simply, going to school will make you richer. It'll make you healthier, and it'll make you happier, and that's gonna make you live longer. All right, thanks for coming to hear me talk today, and hope to see you next week. All right, thanks a lot.